Omen. More like, oh man, I'm dead again. No wonder why my Paladins videos don't do so well. Welcome to the champion review for Omen, Disciple of the Abyss. Well, Paladins has released yet another broken champion, and I mean broken with his abilities, but also with his bugs. As for now, if you're playing Omen against a Zen, do not, and I mean do not use Gravity Vice while Zen uses counter unless you want to have a bad time. So, without further ado, let's get straight into his kit. Omen's weapon is called a Photic Reaver. Its damage is at 500 and it's a spread shot. However, if you hold on the trigger to fire, the spread shot becomes more narrow into a single shot and its fire rate is slower. Each shot from this weapon applies ominous brand mark on the target. This weapon's pretty good, I would say. The only negative thing I would say about it is the switch between the single and spread shot. It's just a little bit tricky, at least for me, just to know when I want to just tap for spread or hold down the button for a more longer range attack. Omen does have a talent for his weapon called Unbearable Lance, which just automatically switches to a single shot and no longer a spread shot. Omen's first ability is called Deadly Domain. It's an AoE when placed deals 60 damage every 0.2 seconds to any enemy champions on it. Additionally, if an enemy champion has the ominous brand mark on them, they are slowed by 30% while in Deadly Domain. This ability is a good way to poke at enemies from afar, especially how far you can deploy it. You can also place this ability through shields damaging the enemy tank or anyone else nearby. This ability also goes with one of Omen's talents called Binary Void. This talent gives Omen 2 charges for Deadly Domain, but its cooldown is increased by 3 seconds. Omen's second ability is Gravity Vice. When used on an enemy champion, they are picked up like Genos' Void Grip, but after a short duration, you throw your picked up enemy champion. Additionally, champions that have the ominous brand mark are ignited. This ability is really fun when you see an enemy champion about to attack you and you just say, no. Maeve diving at you? No. An eye running summit in her build? No. Hearing your parents yelling at each other again? No. Trying to find the meaning to life? No. Omen does have a talent for this ability, but it also collides with his third ability called Dark Stride. This is Omen's movement ability where you dash wherever you are moving, leaving behind a trail that damages enemies that walk on it. Additionally, when Omen collides with an enemy champion, he deals 200 damage to them and knocks them back. This ability is fun, especially when you got someone up in your no-no square and you dash, creating distance and dealing good damage to him while doing so. The talent for this ability is called Everyone Dies. When Omen damages an enemy champion with Dark Stride, its damage is increased by 100, and you reduce the cooldown of Gravity Device by 50%, leading you to do some very fun combos. Omen's ultimate is called Heavens Asunder. You cast and create an AoE that when enemies are in it are blinded, and you are CC immune during the cast. But after a short duration, enemies that are still in the AoE take 666 damage every 0.15 seconds in a 6-second duration. This ultimate shouldn't be a thing. An ultimate that deals that much damage and lasts that long is not a-okay. Especially as I'm getting this video ready, there's a bug when using this ultimate, even though visually it's over, it's not, and you have to wait a few more seconds to pass by the ultimate unless you want to get deleted. And for some reason, they gave Omen a card that increases his ult charge. Now I'm going to go over real quick Omen's lore and design before I give my final verdict on him. Omen's design is definitely more unique compared to the other Abyssal champions in the game, probably that being that he's a skeleton and we really don't have that in Paladins. The only thing about his design I'm not a fan of, which is also the same issue I have with Rom, is that he has 2 sets of horns. I don't really understand why when it comes to Abyss characters and Paladins that some of them have more than 1 set of horns. It just looks very weird and over the top in my opinion. Omen's lore is just interesting. Omen went up a flaming mountain, or I guess a volcano, to seek the wisdom of Genos, but instead was given nothing but silence. Due to this, Omen lost himself in rage and threw himself into the mountain. But before he perished, Nyx heard his call and answered it, and gave him abyssal powers, and Omen is what he is now. Now Omen joins his queen to bring even further chaos into the realm. I think overall his lore is fine, it's just kind of to me is all. Overall, if I had to give Omen a rating, I would give him a solid 6 out of 10. His lore is just not that very interesting to me, and his abilities just feel like older champion abilities, but with a few things added on to them. It's definitely a very unique weapon, but it also has a card where you can transform it into a double barrel shotgun, which is very fun to use. But that's gonna wrap up today's video, and I hope you have enjoyed, and if so, please consider hitting that like button. If you are new to the channel, hitting the subscribe button would be very appreciated. Also, let me know down in the comments your opinions about Omen, whether that being his kit or his overall character design. But anyways, see ya.